Last time, Ahsoka buried her friends as we started our LEGO Star Wars Clone Wars MOC with an iconic but really depressing scene. So today, we're going to show you why the UCS Venator by LEGO wasn't big enough for this MOC, as we move from the front of the Crash Venator to the top, which is really the main attraction of this part of the MOC. We also got the new LEGO Y-Wing Microfighter with Rex, and we have to decide what to do with all our Rexes. I mean, it's good to have a lot of Rexes, you can't go wrong, but it's starting to get ridiculous. So for starters, we did get a Captain Rex Y-Wing Microfighter, and yes, we are going to use this Rex on the MOC. And on our Clone Wars MOC, I am going to swap out this Rex with my new Microfighter Rex, primarily because he has the bandage on his face from when Ahsoka removed his Order 66 murder chip. I also added a shovel to this new Rex because he was helping Ahsoka dig graves for his Army of the Republic compadres. And for those of you just joining us, this entire scene is from the final episode of Clone Wars, Victory or Death. And what did we do with the other Rexes? Well, here's our minifigure staging area where we have extra Rexes and Ahsokas for future episodes. So last week, as you know, we built the front part of the crashed UCS Republic gunship. And so now we have to move down the MOC to the next section. And again, this is all modular. And we are going to start to build a moment that I've been waiting for, which is the top of the crashed Venator. So how the heck are we going to do that? Well, stick around and I'll show you. I know sometimes these frame episodes or these architecture episodes can be a little boring because we're just building the framework. But this one is cool because this has never been done before. Having a giant crashed Republic Cruiser on the outside, but scenes on the inside. This is gonna be cool. And before we start building, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of this cool MOC action. But enough talk, let's build! So to start the top of the crashed Venator, we have to understand how wide the very front end is going to be. And it is exactly 72 studs across. So that's how wide the top has to be at the narrowest point. And that is going to veer out from there, just like in the picture. Alright, so this is going to be kind of like building a giant puzzle. We have to have the width of our puzzle be 72. This is actually 76 studs in width. 76 with the two ends, I should say. And because we are only doing a 10-inch section right now, we're only going to have it 48 studs deep because we're just building one section of the Venator right now, the crash top. So after recently finishing the UCS Death Star Trench Run MOC, which was tons of great pieces, you guys are probably saying, Leaky, the top of the Venator, the crash Venator, that's a ton more great pieces. Aren't you getting sick of the great pieces? The answer is yes. Alright, we have most of the right side of the first section done. And as you can see, I've got this little pull-out section so we can have a scene inside. Now I just have to do the right side. And definitely I'm going to put some decoration in here, but for right now I'm just, like I said, building the frame. Alright, so here is the start of the Crash Venator top. But I wanted to point out a couple of things. First off, definitely fits on the 10x10 plates in the next section, but this is not the complete center. We are going to mount this onto the section, but there's going to be two more rows of dark red plates to get the scaling down, but also to have a mounting point. You'll see what we mean later when we mount it. The other thing I wanted to point out is 14 studs up from this goes on the previous section, the very front. We also have to narrow this in so it fits and looks to scale with the picture of the Crash UCS Venator. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is build the top two pieces that are gonna connect this section of the MOC with the front section. All right, here is the frame of the front of the Crash Venator top. It is in 6 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now next, back on the MOC, we need to build the frame or the structure that this top is going to sit on. And again, this is pull away to see our scenes from victory or death. And I wonder what scenes are going to go in here first. You're going to have to wait to find out. All right, to start the front of the frame, we need to pile up some filler bricks up here and measure the distance for the top to fit. Then we're going to have a massive dark gray SNOT wall and put some details for the side of the Venator. So let's get going. All right, the height and location look about right. Now that we have the pillars done for the first section of the Crash Venator, we have to do that for the next 48 studs to cover this entire section here. Pillars to hold the top covering piece of the Venator. These pillars are about 30 studs high, and I'm estimating we're going to need about 4 of them to cover this entire section. All right, let's mount the roof of the Crash ship onto our pillars. And again, we are going to decorate the top of this once it's all in place, so you shouldn't be able to see the gaps between the sections. So let's get the other side on, and then we'll be ready to put our middle pieces in for our scenes inside. Pretty cool. All right, there we go. This side is done. And in the future, we are going to have a SNOT wall, like we do at the very front, going all the way back with decorations. Just like on this side, which is the side of the Crash Venator. You also notice we don't have the bottom section because we're assuming it's embedded itself into the planet when it just crashed. Okay, now we're going to lay down the middle cutout section, which will have their own pillars. Unlike the other pillars, these just have flat tops on them, so they're tile pieces, so we can just drop the plate in place. So that is going to do it for the building this week, so let's fly over and see what we've accomplished here. And it's not quite yet looking like the Crash Venator. It's starting to come together. We obviously have this spine, this gap here that we'll be filling in. And also we have to camo the multicolored pillars, which will be camoed. You won't see those in the finished product. And we also have to put up the SNOT walls on the side for detail. But on the whole, this is coming together pretty much like I had planned. Having a cool, iconic scene in the front and leaving room inside the Crash Venator for future scenes. And speaking of future scenes, I wonder what our first scene will be next time. And then beyond the next episode and into the future, we're going to build back more of the Crash Venator. And you'll also notice that's not really enough room for the whole Venator, so we're going to have to stretch this thing out. So stay tuned! So we can't wait till next time to put a scene inside the Crash Venator, do more decorations on the side, and shore up the top a little more. So join us here next time. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I am Leaky Trooper. Don't forget, you can talk about this video, you can join our Discord or leave comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And join us in a couple of weeks when Assistant returns to do another minifigure series opening. This time it's the space minifigures, and he's got some things to say. I'm almost scared what he's going to say.
We have the President of Germany here.
So with that, we'll see you in the next one. I'm out of here, and bye.
Yes, I ain't got nobody.